Hello and welcome on a video on how to set up a Minecraft server on Oracle Cloud VM. This video will take you through the process of creating the server, creating the VM setting it up so it can run Minecraft, creating the server itself so you can play, the port forwarding aspect of it, and then adding in any plugins or mods or anything else that you would like to add to your server. So, the first thing you're going to have to do is you are going to have to create yourself an account. This is easy to do, you just have to put in a few details and as well as a card. Now you will not be charged, this is just to make sure that you can't create several accounts and abuse the fact that they're giving it away for free. So once you've created your account, you should be greeted with this page. If for whatever reason you aren't, you just want to click on Oracle Cloud up here and that'll take you to this page. Then under quick actions you're going to want to click on create a VM instance. Now, you can call it whatever you want. I like to just call mine Minecraft-server. Now, it all has to be lowercase, and I don't believe you can add in any special characters such as... you can add in brackets, but you can't add in certain characters, so just be wary of that. Then, placement doesn't matter, just make sure it says always free eligible. Then, under the image and shape, we're going to want to change the image to a different one, because Oracle Linux is rubbish. So you want to change that just from the minimal one in Ubuntu to just the regular one. Now you don't have to use Ubuntu, but that's what I'm going to be using for this tutorial. And then the shape, you're going to want to change to Ampere. Click on this one, and then set the number of CPU cores and the amount of RAM you want allocated. You can allocate as much as little as you want. However, I like to allocate the maximum amount that I can, and then you can set up several different Minecraft instances on this one VM if that is what you would like to do. So I'm just going to select shape. Then under networking, you're going to want to make sure create new virtual cloud network is selected. Create a new public subnet and assign a public IPv4 address. If it is set like this, then you won't be able to access your server from any computer other than the actual VM itself, which is essentially useless. Now in Ssh Keys, you're going to want to generate a key pair for me and then save the private key. You can, if you want, upload your own ones, but there is really no need to do so. So save the private key. You can also save the public key, however in my experience it is basically useless. I recommend creating some kind of folder such as Minecraft just for you to put the key in, because you need to keep it safe, because every time you want to join you will be required to enter this key. Not join, I mean connect to your server, sorry. So then in boot volume you can leave this as is and then click create. Now it will run for a little bit and then it will create your server. I'll be back. Oh, it's done. So now it'll say provisioning, and now what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to wait. When it turns green and says running here, that is when your server is ready and you can go. I'll be back when it says that. Now that it says it is running, we can get started. So we're actually going to install something on the computer for now. So on Windows computers, you're going to need to install Putty. This is what will allow you to actually access your server from your computer. Now I believe if you're running Mac or Linux, it comes with a built-in SSH accessor thing. However, I'm not certain, so don't quote me on that. And then if you would like to be able to add extra files such as plugins or mods or anything, you will also need to install Filezilla. Now this is obviously available for any of the OSs, just make sure you click down here. I will leave a link to both of these in the description down below. So now it's running. What we're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on subnet now, right there, and then wait for it to load. Then default security list for VCN, and then a bunch of numbers. Click on there, and then add ingress rules. So you're going to want to just put 0.0.0.0/0 is your source CIDR. Leave the IP protocol as TCP, and then put 25565. Then add another ingress rule. Again, put 0.0.0.0/0, then put 25565, but this time change it to UDP. Now, if you want to have several different servers running, then this is how you would forward the ports for each of those different servers. You would add them in here, same as if there are any specific plugins or mods that require you to port forward, such as Dynmap, GatorMC, or voice chat mod on modded. So just put them in there and then click add ingress rules. I would recommend taking a note of each of these ports because you will need to know them later, as well as if they are a TCP or a UDP. So now we are done with this, we can go back and back again, and then we are back in here. So now we have all of that done, we are going to actually connect to the server. So for that, you're going to need Putty, as well as PuttyGen. So with PuttyGen, you are going to press load, then you are going to access your folder from earlier where you saved your private key, and then you're going to want to change this down here to all files and click on the SSH key. Click open, you'll get this, that's fine, just click OK, and then click save private key, yes, and then make sure you save it in the same location as you found it, and just give it a name such as access key. Save. You can now click close PuttyGen, and now in here. So you're going to want to put your username, which it says down here. For Ubuntu instances, it is Ubuntu. However, it might be different based on your OS, so make sure you check. Then put @ symbol, and then copy your public IP address. This is also the IP address that people will use to connect to your server, and then paste. Then if you click on the little plus next to SSH, and then click on auth, then you're going to want to click on browse, and then select the access key.ppk that you saved earlier. Then click open, and then open again. Now you'll get this. Now you can either choose to connect once, however I recommend you just press accept, because otherwise you will just have to connect. You will get this security alert every single time you try to join. So now if I press accept. So now you are connected to your server, we are going to get some things installed. So the first thing we are going to install is we are going to install Java. This is obviously what is required to run Java Minecraft. So for 1.17 and above, Java 16 is required. Below that, you can get away with just Java 11. So, however, because this tutorial is for 1.17 and above, we are going to be installing Java 16. So, you are going to want to run this command. Actually, no, first of all, you're going to want to type in sudo space -s and hit enter. This will basically just give you, permissions to do things. Then, if you copy and paste this command into your console, by the way that you paste things is you right click and then press enter, then press enter again. Then what this will do is this will add a repository which allows Java 16 to be installed. Then you're going to run this command, which is apt install oracle installer java 16-installer, and hit enter. Then press Y and enter again. This will then download and install all the necessary stuff for Java. So here you're going to want to use the right arrow key and then make it sure that you have the little red box around OK, press enter, navigate to yes, press enter again, and this just basically agrees to their terms and conditions. So now we wait a few seconds, and then Java is now installed. So now that we've got Java installed, we're going to finish off setting up the firewall. So that will require you to run a few different commands. So the first command you're going to need to do is you are going to need to install Firewall. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to paste that command in and then hit enter. Then Y, just basically agree, and then enter again. This will allow you to basically configure the firewall of what is allowed to actually access the VM itself. Then you're going to want to run this rather long command, which basically just adds in the port. So basically what you want to do is you want to put, at the end here you want to put the port for Minecraft, which by default is 25565. However, once again, if you are changing the port for your server or you're adding in plugins that require a different port, you're going to need to change this. And then either TCP or UDP, depending on what it is. As you can see, it says success, and then the up arrow again, and then I can just change this to /UDP, and then enter, and then it says success, and then you're going to want to type in this command, which basically just reloads the firewall and gets it all done. So now all of our ports are correctly forwarded. We can get on with actually making the Minecraft server. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do mkdir space and then name the folder for your Minecraft server. So I'm just going to call it Minecraft-tutorial. There you go, and then do cd space and then Minecraft tutorial and then enter. And now we are in the Minecraft tutorial folder. Now you're going to want to go over to the Minecraft server download page. Again, I will leave the description for this leave the link to this in the description down below. Right click here and then click copy link address. Then come back over to Putty and type in wget space and then paste in that and then enter. This will basically download and install Minecraft onto your server. Then you're going to want to run this command. Basically what it will do is it will run the server.jar, which we just installed, using 1 GB of RAM. You don't need any more for this initial setup. However, eventually you are going to want to do it with more. Then press enter. Now, as anybody who's ever set up a Minecraft server anywhere before, you will know that it is not going to work the first time, as we need to agree to the eula.txt. So what you're going to want to do is nano space eula.txt and then enter. Now using your arrow keys, navigate over to here and change this to true. Then press X, then Y, it was Control X, then Y, then enter. And now you have changed it to true. Now, I always like to just check, go back into the EULA, and as you can see, it still says true, and now we know that we have agreed to the EULA.txt, and now next time when we run the same start command, it should actually start our server. So we're going to want to bring up the Minecraft launcher and start the server. Please do note that both the private key and the IP address for this server will not work when it goes up, so don't try and join. And it might take a little while the first time because it's got to generate and create all the worlds. However, it shouldn't take too long. There you go, as you can see it's done. Then we click on multiplayer. Now we can edit that. You're going to want to copy this and paste it in as your server address and hit done. And now wait. And this should, after a little bit, connect to your server pretty much. I'll be back when it's done that. As you can see, it is now saying a Minecraft server, which is the default MOTD, and it's got 20 players. So now if we join the server, then you will see on the console, I just joined, and now I am in. So I would recommend opping yourself, so that you can just use commands from in the game. And just to make sure, as you see, we can see an amethyst geode, as well as some of the, I believe these are the new rocks in 1.17. So we now only have one more step in order to get your server running all the time without you having to leave your computer on to do so. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stop your server, and we're going to do basically just restart it, however this time with a little bit more RAM, and so that it won't just stop itself whenever Putty is closed. So the way that we're going to do that is you are going to bring up this command again, however you're going to change these values. Now I like to run mine with 8 GB of RAM, which is 8,000. However, you can run it with as little or as much as you like. If you're running a modded server or one with lots of plugins, you will always need more RAM. If you're running a basic one, you won't need as much. But it's really just up to you. And then just type screen at the start. And then press enter. This will start your server. This time with 8GB of RAM as opposed to just the one that we had last time. So, if you want to come out of this screen, what you do is you press Control A, and then without pressing Control, you press D. That will bring you back to just the base, Ubuntu Access, SSH. Now, if you want to go back into your console of Minecraft, you do screen space -R and then enter, and that will bring you back in. As you can see, the server has started again. So if we join, then it will connect to the server, and we are in. So for those of you who just want a basic vanilla Minecraft server that them and their friends can play, you now have that. For anybody who wants to be able to use plugins or mods or even just data packs, you need to keep watching. Oh, one more thing that I recommend that you do is just close down Putty. And then if your Minecraft server stays up and you don't just get disconnected, you know you've set it all up correctly and you have yourself a Minecraft server. So like I said earlier, anybody who just wants this, you are now done. For anybody who wants plugins, mods, data packs, anything like that, keep watching and I will show you how to do that using Filezilla. So, now we are going to make sure, so now we're going to stop our server again, like that, and then just minimize Minecraft. So, now we are going to be using a different app. We're going to be using Filezilla. However, first of all, we are going to need to open back up Putty, just so that we can control the server. So once again, we're going to connect with Ubuntu at... then the IP address, SSH, auth, browse, and then accesskey.ppk, and then open. That is how you will connect every single time, and then in order to start your server, you just do cd space, and then whatever it is that you called your folder for your server. So for me, it's Minecraft dash. Oh, I think nope. That is it. And then, as you can see, it's got all the stuff in there, and then just press the up arrow a couple of times. Oh no, that didn't work because we aren't sudo. So what you just want to do is then pretty much copy across the start command, paste it in, and then run it, which I'm not going to do now because then I just have to stop the server, but that's how you do it. To start your server, you don't need to be sudo. However, we are now going to connect using Filezilla. So it's very easy. You click on Edit, Settings, SFTP, Add Key File, and then click on... Sorry, I was in the wrong folder there. And then just click on the original SSH key, and then open, and then OK. So now you can actually access the server because you have basically given it the password. So then and then in the host, in order to join, you type in SFTP : / and then I just didn't miss it. And then the IP address of your server, and then in username it is once again Ubuntu, and then quick connect, and now you're in. So double click on Minecraft tutorial, and this is your server. So you can now do with this whatever you would like. Now I'm going to make a recommendation that you create just a test server locally on your computer. Make it, configure any plugins, mods, anything. Make it so it works on your computer and you can connect using localhost. Then move it over to Filezilla and run it on your server, because it is way easier to configure any, basically anything when it's on your computer as opposed to on the server. So I'm going to get a server ready, up and running, and then I will be back in just a second. So there we go, I now have a server. It is only Spigot, however that is because paper hasn't come out yet for 1.17. Once it has come out, I recommend you using that instead. So then you're just going to basically want to delete all of this. Now you'll notice it doesn't work. That is because we don't have permissions to edit anything in this folder. The way we give ourselves permissions is we once again do sudo -s, and then we type in chmod space 777, and then type in /home /ubuntu / and the name of your folder. Oh no, sorry, it was tutorial, wasn't it? And now, when we try to delete all of this stuff, it's just these folders here because we don't have permission to edit anything inside of them. So we once again do this, /logs, and then we can delete everything in there. The logs folder, in worlds, and then basically just go through and delete all of these folders by just giving yourself permission to edit in each of them. I'll do that and then be back in a second. So now all of the files are deleted, we can bring back up our test server. We can grab all of this. Actually no, we don't want to do that. You don't want to copy over the run.bat, so just delete that. Copy all of this with your worlds, plugins. Actually we don't want that either. And then just copy all of that across onto your server. Depending on the size of it, it might take a little bit. It'll give you how many files are still left to go over here. I'll be back once all of it is up on the server. So now, as you can see, it is all over here on the right side of Filezilla, which means it is there. Now we bring back up Putty, and then scroll all the way through all the ch modded. Oh god, just typical, just typical. I'm gonna get the start command. There we go, I've got that now. So then we paste that. Make sure the server.jar thing here is the same as what it is here. Run it. I've realised my mistake. I made a seriously bad mistake. I put all the stuff inside of the original world folder, which is why I couldn't find server.jar. So now if we just run the command again, this time it will work. This build is outdated, that's fine. It will still start and run. So now, as you can see, the server has started up. And now we refresh, we will see our Minecraft server has started. And now we can join. Connecting to the server. And we are in. This is where I was in that test world. Do /pl. As you can see, we've got only some basic plugins. This was just a test server. However, we now have all of them. It's an old version of thing, but it works. As you can see, I can use all of them, and the server runs smoothly and well. So that is how to set up a Minecraft server for you and your friends on Oracle VM. I hope you have found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, then drop them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.